Hi. So today we'll be discussing one of the backbone in writing your research paper, which is the literature. Okay. So just like the spinal cord in the human body, in a research paper, we tend to akin the literature review to the backbone because without the backbone in humans, there's no support, so there's no structure, so the person or the human cannot stand without the backbone. Okay, same as in a research paper, if there are no literature review, the paper cannot stand supported, therefore you'll have problems with the general structure of the paper in the long run, except of course if you're doing grounded theory, phenomenology. So those kinds of research designs does not necessitate the need for in-depth literature reviews. Okay. So the problem with searching literatures is just like when you started writing your proposal for the research title. Where would I start? Okay, what websites should I go to? Even if I know I've given you some of the websites already, how will I be able to evaluate a a related literature, a related study? Is this a credible site? Is this a factual paper? Is it a scientifically based academic paper? So, those are essential questions that you need to answer when you do a literature review. In this lesson, also, or in this module, you'll also learn how to handle or how to organize your literatures. Okay, so that when you go on writing, you will not be much confused with all of the information that you've gathered. Okay. So the first thing to do is we always have the online information retrieval system. Okay. So there are two types. You have the ready references, which is very specific and very straightforward. This is basically basing your literature review on the domain or the discipline where it belongs. So, for example, my study is focused on nursing education. So, the journals that I am going to look at to support my study would be found in nursing education journals and not in, for example, qualitative nursing journals, not in pediatric nursing journals, not in, for example, evidence based practice, but more on the nursing education. So, Journal of Nursing Education, Nursing Education Today, or Education in Nursing. So, those are the type of journals that you look at. So, these are ready references or ready reference journals. The next one is subject searching. So, what you do is you identify all the information relevant to your topic, and then you do a literature search or you do exhaustive searching. For example, your topic is about uh, parental rearing in children with autism. So, since autism is very broad, so as parental rearing, parental involvement, so you tend to search on the subjects such as parental involvement, so all literatures involving parental involvement, and all literatures talking about autism. So, and then of course, combining the two to have a more distinctive or comprehensive search. So you have um, child rearing practices, parental involvement in autism children or children with autism. So, all of our literatures review, as I've experienced, it should be online. So all of the literature review are available online. So again, I'm not very fond of basing your literatures on books, since the rationale behind this books updates 3 to 5 years with minimal updates, while journals always updates regularly, quarterly, semi-annually, and then annually, of course. And there are monthly journals and bi-monthly journals. So when it comes to process of information retrieval, so how do I retrieve these literatures? You can do browsing. So you can write down the topics or the 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 titles that you want to search on. Then there's also this browsing that is more randomized. Kung ano lang yung pumasok sa isip mo at the time that you are conducting your literature review, yun lang yung tinatype mo. So it depends on the person who is doing the literature review. If you're an organized person or a structured person, you'd write it down and then follow the list, searching for the literature review. If you're more of a spontaneous person na medyo disorganized, then ang gusto mo is sumasanga yung search mo. For example, you search primarily about autism. Then maya-maya, nagbra-branch out na yung searches mo just by starting with a single topic. Okay? Then we have querying. So we use keywords such as important variables in your title. And then sometimes you also use one or two words that represents your title or your subject matter. Then we have your online access to published informations. Actually, there are three main channels. You have the OPAC, which is the online public access catalogs, or similarly known as library information systems of schools. My number one tip for those who are trying to search for topics is to go to different libraries online. Go to UST Library, you go to the De La Salle Library, UP Manila Library, Ateneo de Manila Library, and then you search for theses that were conducted by students there, so that you can replicate those studies in your own place of origin. So if talagang walang-wala, you can do OPAC searches. Wala namang mali doon. Okay. Then you have bibliographic citation databases. So these are public databases that offers a lot of bibliography or journals such as Google Scholar, SagePub, JSTOR, ejournals.ph. So they contain a plethora of journals. Then you have the World Wide Web or the famous Google Yahoo searches. But now it's more of Google, YouTube searches. Okay, YouTube can be used as a literature review as long as it has verified content or the content is very evidence-based or very factual. Okay, so let's go to OPAC. Okay, so when you say OPAC, it's online public access catalog module, or yun nga sinabi ko, it's the library database of other schools. So these are examples of OPAC. Okay. So you have the DOST OPAC. Okay. So public access catalog nila yan. Nandyan lahat ng mga researches nila. You also have Lorenzo, which is the UST library OPAC. So dito makakapag-search ka ng mga e-thesis. They also provide you with the abstract or a glimpse of the summary of the paper. You also have here the University of the Philippines OPAC. In CEFI, we have our OPAC also. So you might want to go and search our local library for the topics that were already done. Because sometimes naisip mo, yung pala may nauna ng nakaisip dun sa topic na gusto mo. Then we have bibliographic citation databases. Okay. So this includes a lot of websites such as SagePub, Google Scholar, Science Direct, EBSCOhost, ProQuest, JSTOR, JPair, ejournals.ph, PhilJol, almost all of the legit online journal sources. So one example is the Cochrane Library. Okay, so you have a list of uh, journals there. Okay, for healthcare, primarily for healthcare kasi ang Cochrane Library, particularly in the fields of rehabilitative science, physical therapy, and nursing, of course. Also, we have CNAL. So this is also a database for allied health. But well, of course, it's not only for allied health, but also other disciplines that crosses over the allied health. Another one is EBSCO. Okay, EBSCO host. Sometimes you need a login, but sometimes they offer services wherein you can just open the journals and see and view the abstract. Okay. The number one most beneficial part of the manuscript for researchers who are searching for literature review is the abstract, because the abstract is the summary. So you can judge outright kung yung journal na yun, or yung, I mean, yung study na yun would benefit your study. So, kasi nandun na, nakasummarize na siya. So, you just have to skim and scan, mukhang hindi papasok, reject, search again for another journal. Then we have your www search engines, Google, Yahoo, YouTube. So let's have an example. Okay, so for example, the research topic is about the association between smoking and back pain among drivers in Metro Manila. So take note of the keywords there. The keywords is smoking and back pain. Okay, you can use also the association. Okay, the sample is not important in doing a literature search. Okay, we're not going to discuss your sampling and population. We're focused on your literature review. So you go to your website of choice, or you go to your online journal of choice. Then you try to search the topics that you want. So you can just click on the search button here. Okay, there's a search button here. Okay, if you type in, for example, smoking and back pain, and click search, okay, it will transfer you to the next page, which is this one. Okay, so after you've entered back pain and smoking, you click search, and then results will be generated. Don't forget to, for example, you can have this advanced. So make sure that you click on the advanced setting, and then you make sure that the literature review is within 5 years of the year you are searching. So this year is 2021. The acceptable is from 2017. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So including 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 5 years already. 2016, it's okay, a little bit debatable, but it's still considered. But those who are citing 1985, 1994, 2004, that's very old. So you have to find an updated version of that study. Then after clicking search, it will go through the list. Okay. I'll provide with a more detailed step by step of doing literature search in the next video. Okay, then on the next video, you'll know how to organize your literature review, and then on the third video of the literature review, you'll see how to search journals very easily. One click of a button, lahat ng related studies nandiyan na sa harap mo. Okay? So, see you again.